Lambo. Today the subject of this video is the funding fees in futures trading on Binance, and it may be similar on other exchanges. If you don't trade futures or robots with futures, grid trading with robots with futures, or copy trading, if you don't do those things, you must not watch this video. Funding fees are not trading fees. This is an additional fee that is applied with futures, perpetual futures. It's worth to take a look at it and Google Binance funding fees or search in the help section of Binance app or website for funding fees and read those things. Now let's go to some examples. It's a real trap. If you don't consider the funding fees, you make a big mistake and you wonder why, in spite of making profits, your account is not growing as it should, or you have false expectations of running robots. Let's look at some examples. I go out of the picture now. Here we have a robot example of XRM USDT. It was a long robot in the range of 126 to 153. As you can see, the floating profit loss is in loss, and the matched grid, it was running 5 days. Matched grid was $18, 54 matched trades, matched profit. But a very big factor that adds to the loss was this funding fee here, $7 in 5 days. Initial investment $155, and in 5 days the funding fees of going long XRM USD perpetual was $7. So you can add $33 of going in false direction of the grid, plus $7 is $40 loss, minus the profit of $18 of the matched trades, makes the total loss of 22. I would be much better. I would be at only minus 15 without this. So on the long term, and let's count. It's 5 days. 4%, 4.8%. Let's say in 6 days, it would be 5%. That means in 1 year, it's times 50. In 1 year, the funding fee would make 250%. It's way too much to have a good long-term strategy with this trading pair at such high rates. Those rates may change, but at the moment they are probably at the maximum. The maximum is 2%. 3 times daily, every 8 hours, the funding fees or funding profits are added. Let's look another example. Here we see this grid. This what it was. I made really the mistake. I started with the long grid here. I should start, if you want to start going long grid, going upwards, you must look at entries in this level and not in this level. Big mistakes. This is one trap you enter. Just you don't consider the waves when entering starting a robot. If you start a long robot, you wait until here, and if you don't want to make a short robot, you have, and the price is here, you just do not start the robot. Wait. This is one trap, false timing, and because of these high fees, you can just forget. Maybe you like the token XMRM, the spot token is no longer possible. It's delisted on Binance. You must take others, but you can still trade futures. But you cannot make long-term futures long positions with XRM at such high fees. The same fees apply to single future trades. If you don't make grid robot trades, if you just open a long position in XRM USDT Perpetual, you have the same fees, but they are very hidden. Here in the robots, they are very good shown. But in contrary, if you make a futures trade, you just don't see them. Very hidden. Here it's very good. You see what you have in real time all the time. This robot is very good shown. You know exactly how they perform. Now let's go to another example. Here we have, in spite of wanting to make a long trading robot grid with XRP, I made a short one just because of the funding fees. So here we have a good example. Everything is in green. That means it went down. When I started, the price went slightly down in my direction. So I have here profits from 18 matched grids. It's not much, but it ran only 20 hours. 1% in 20 hours in one day, plus 0.4%. That makes 1.5% in one day. You can times 360, makes about 450% profit alone from those two profit generations, if they stay about the same. This rate can change, the average trade per day can change, and then funding fee can change and even go red. If now we are in a bullish bull market, so if you make long futures, you must probably just pay the funding fee. If you go short, you receive the funding fee, and it's where does it pay? Those who go long with XRP, they pay those who go short the funding fee. It's not from Binance. It's a zero game. Let's look another example. Here we have a wave short. This one is still running. At this moment I made this picture, it was running 6 days already, and it generated 10% from 200 grid profit, $20 grid profit here. 10% in 6 days. That means in 360 days times 50, that makes 500% profit to be expected. But waves went up. I am shorting, and waves went up, so I have unmatched loss. But in these 6 days, I received funding fees of 2.5%, $5 times 550 makes another plus 150%. Maybe I have a blackout. No, it's no 125%. So I can expect just shorting wave in a with a grid robot gives me 600% profit minus eventually floating loss. But if it goes in my directions as expected, it can also add to the profit. In my opinion, during a bull market, it's very difficult to run long-term, long trading robots. You can just, or also neutral, it's the same. Now it's a little better for concerning the funding rates, because it starts with zero trade, so they are lower, but still they will add. And I don't recommend neutral robots if you don't know what you do. It sounds neutral, but it's not. If you open a neutral robot, you have two enemies. If it goes up, it's against you, and if it goes down too strong, it's against you. You are depending on that it comes back to this range you want. But if you decide we are in a bull market, you would prefer to open long robots, but you have this problem of funding rates, and you have only one enemy. If it goes down and you are long, you can close it. You make loss. But if it goes up, you make profit. And if it stays sidelines, you make profit. So that means you have only one side against you. With a neutral robot, you have two sides against you, and only the horizontal one is for you. And the same is if you have a short, like this one. you go down and your only enemy is not neutral, is not horizontal, but your enemy is if it goes up like here, it went up, but if it stays there and does not go up further, I will in another 6 days have about the same profit as the floating loss. So it's not so easy to find the correct strategy. Now let's go to futures themselves. I will show where to find. I have a small short dash position, and here you don't see in any place the funding fees. You just must go here, and here you must scroll to the left until you have funding fees, and if you click there you have the whole funding fee story. You see I had positions in seal short, funding fee 10 cent, dash short, funding fee 3 cent, short dodge short time funding fee 8 cent. So I received this because I went short. If I would have long positions, I would lose. It would be a minus. I don't know if I have. No, here I have no long positions. So you lose here money without knowing. And it does not show here. It's taken from the margin. Probably it's taken from here, and it will not show up here. You are in profit. If entry price is like mark price, it's 0. So it's not, the funding fees does not calculate into the unrealized profit or loss. It's not shown in this image. You must go to this menu here to see them. So they are hidden divs, or if you know that you receive them, they are very beneficiary over the year, long term. So if you have long-term positions, if you go in a bull market only long, you open only long positions, this will be a significant factor in the long term. Just to show you, BTC 4 hour, you see nothing. It's just, it goes horizontally, nothing special happens. If you have a long-term, long future position, you just are waiting for the explosion. It's expected to go up, but during this time you just lose the funding fees. You make no profit or almost no profit unless you trade in this small, short term. It's no problem. Short term trades are no problem. You can avoid the funding fees if you have no open positions during the times they are paid or taken. It's normally every 8 hours at midnight or at 1 o'clock plus, and then plus 8 hours, 3 times a day. You can go to the fuck section of Binance support, and then you search for real time funding fees, and you will have the complete table. It's really not easy to find. You will have the complete table. Let's look if I find support. Check the facts. You see how difficult it is to find this table. Really not good. Funding fees I think if you search with Google, you have much faster what you want. Funding fees, real-time funding fees, Binance, and you will get to the right address. Transactions fees are not funding fees. Interest fees are not funding fees. Zero fee. Here. Funding. Funding rates. You can view funding rate and the countdown timer to the next funding on the Binance Future interface above candlestick here, but it's not in the mobile application as I am. Here. How to access the real-time and historical funding rates. This is just a question I had. You can view the real-time and historical funding rate by clicking Information Funding Rate. Alternate click here. This is the computer interface, not the mobile interface here. Here. So there you find real-time and historical funding rates. And now I click here to get there. This is an important site. Now you have here crypto futures real-time funding rate. This is what I want. It is loading. I bought the cheapest mobile phone with Android 11, so be patient. Here we have it. So we are at the right place. USDM, and this is a very long list. Here you see the funding rate of every. It's not zero. It's here, Bitcoin 0.3, ETH 0.3. As you go down, those are the liquid ones, and the less liquid ones have higher, and the volatile ones have higher funding rates. Maximum funding rate is Dash SEC is 2%. This is what I am just using now in going short Dash. But the timing must be good. If the timing is not good, you make more loss than the fees can bring back in 1 year. Or the, you see, it's a zero game. In bull, now currently those going long Dash pay those who are short Dash, etc. It's a very long list of all perpetual futures, and you see all those not top tokens mostly are at the maximum. Seal also 2%. Here we have 3%. I thought 2% is maximum, but it's a exception. Comp USD has 3%. Very high, very high. So it may be a very good factor if you have a good entry point for shorting comp or making a short trading robot, crit robot shorting with a good entry point at the top. You can earn a lot of money just with the funding rate fee. That's it. Hi, I wanted to add, here I am in the copy trading, and I want to show the funding fees here. You click here. I am copying this one and some others. And if you want to have more information, you click here. Here. Then you have here the trading story. You must scroll it left, and here you have funding fees. Of every trade which is open and or was open. So I suppose he is shorting meme. He was shorting meme, and when he bought it back, he made a profit. So this trader also is shorting. It's a good sign, but mostly he is going long. He buys because he had shorted meme. He received the funding fees plus almost 1 cent. It's not that much. I am copy trading. These are my trades of my 100 bucks. Copying him, it's very small trades, so the fees are very small. But this is plus and this is minus, 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 and it finally will add. This goes on and on and on. Meme plus, plus, and the rest is minus, minus, minus. This goes on and on and on. That are the funding fee, and so you just don't know why the margin balance is going down if you are not going up significantly with profits. Over time, big time, this may be a big part of the profit. But it's not really a problem with traders that I have chosen. They mostly have trades for some hours or some days, not long-term positions. This one here, this one, he has open positions for quite a long time. And let's see how the amount is bigger. $3, 300. Funding fee. Sol, 11 cent minus 11 cent. So you see, this you can feel this. It's not to neglect. But a trader who performs in 20 days 100, maybe 20%, 7 days nothing, but better than a loss. 30 days, this is enough to outperform any fees. 16% in 30 days is a good rate. So the fees are not a big problem. But in periods like the last 7 days, when he does not make profit, the fees are higher. We have just seen the Solana fee was 10 cent. Enough.